Is that what you're saying? Right? Like, I can use this in my day-to-day life. And the answer is yes. Not only can you use this in your day-to-day life, right? But you can, gosh, you can build from it. You can do a lot of things from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the platform. We're making quite a few edits on the platform. So if you're already in the platform, you might see some changes coming in, like we're revamping our event side. So I'll just show you, I mean, really quick, as again, people are walking in, I'm going to show you really quick what some of the changes we have. So our event side, right? This is our event management side, right? And in our event management side, if you've ever, what is it, Eventbrite? If you've ever been to like Eventbrite, it's beautiful, right? The way in which it's structured is beautiful. So what we're doing is redesigning it similar. So this way, again, people can have their events. We'll be uploading our events there. That's one of the new updates that we're doing. We have quite a few. We're doing a new update on our online stores. Okay. Currently, the online stores, it's okay, right? It's makes it easy for people to come in, people to log in, people to share, and people to gain your items. We're actually adjusting this, the look and feel of this, to make it more like Stand Store. We like Stand Store. We like the look of Stand Store. Okay. Now, jumping back, the AI employee. So I'll show you. So we have like, again, our support. So you can use it for support. You can use it for kind of whatever you want. But here's something that a lot of people don't know. What if you had an AI employee that did things for you? Like, think of it as like your assistants. You come in. This is your office. Let's just say, right? And we're gonna do a little imaginary. Imagine you come in. This is your digital office. You have the ability to connect with your friends, connect with your employees, right? Buy into the feeds and see what people have been updated, right? You have the ability to do that. Okay. Next thing you jump in, you jump into your profile, right? The profile allows you to access any and all of your software, right? But now let's just say you're like, there's a few things. So let's just say, number one, you don't know what to do, right? That happens to a lot of entrepreneurs. They don't know what the heck to do. Let's say number two, maybe you know what to do, but you don't know how to do it, okay? Maybe number three, you know what to do and you know how to do it, but you need something to do it for you, right? So there's quite a few different steps in there, right? Quite a few different processes within, we'll call it creation, within a let's say a VA that's managing your task for you, or an assistant that's doing, like, let's say you're like, hey, you need to go make social media posts for me, or hey, you need to go edit my website, or hey, you need to do XYZ, right? There's a lot of day-to-day stuff that happens, and a lot of times people don't have the money to hire an assistant. Some people do, right? So many people have the money to hire assistants and they get assistant, right? So imagine you have somebody that first connects with you. So imagine you get an AI, and that AI is there to get the information from you. Okay, and I'll kind of structure. I'll show you how it's structured. I'll show you how it's building. So this way you can see again the entire piece of how it works. Okay. So we'll just jump in here. I might have to reauthorize because I just reset. I like to reset my passwords every once in a while, just in case people are jumping in and using our stuff. Okay, so let's just jump in there. So I'm gonna just create a new diagram, and I'm gonna call it our AI employee. Okay, so this way you can see exactly what it is. Now again, this specific one is designed for, so think of it as an executive assistant, right? So if you've ever had an assistant, like, I need an assistant that helps me remember things. I need an assistant that helps me book my calls. I need an assistant that helps me remember to post my content. I need an assistant that helps me do X, Y, Z, right? There's so many things that an assistant can help benefit you, right? So since sometimes we can't control the physical aspects of what an assistant can do, because again, an assistant can clean your house. Assistant can go and take your car out and get you an oil change. An assistant can go and do anything and everything that you just don't have the time to do anymore. That's why you get an assistant, right? So again, everyone wants to eliminate the time, meaning to get that time back, to purchase that time back. People want to do that. So what we're developing is a kind of a multi-scaled processor for AI. So now how does it work? Okay, so imagine you're a person, okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to do a communication, right? So you have to communicate, right? So we're going to have a message, right? So we'll just call it the AI assistant. So you're going to have a task. Let's say that task is, hey, can you remember to post my social media content? Let's just say that's the idea, or even better, I need to post social media content. Now imagine, again, you give that idea, so we're gonna have this task, right? So this is the task, okay? And let's say you have that task, and let's say that specific task is, I need to post social media content for my business. Let's just say theoretically that's the task. Now imagine an AI assistant that you could come in, you can communicate that to, and then the AI assistant comes through, right, collects the information needed, right, or already has it, right, because again, we have a CRM, we can save data, so it either has all the information or it collects the information. So I'll just say collects data. And now let's just say it collects the data, analyzes the output, analyzes, and I'm just going to show you like instead of the cute stuff, I'm going to show you the process stuff, right? So it collects the data, analyzes it, so collects the data, it's going to relate, so it's going to have a relative database, meaning it's going to grab the information needed, right, from that related database, it's going to analyze it, and then it's going to create a strategy. Create strategy. Okay, let's just say the AI is doing this all in the background. And then what it does is it presents a solution. Let's say presents solution. Okay, so let's just say this is what the AI is doing. Okay, this is a single track. I'm not diving multi-piece yet, but I'll show you how to create it even if you want to create it the same thing that I'm creating. Okay, but basically somebody comes in and says, hey, I need to do a specific task. They give it to the AI assistant, or you can call it the AI employee. We'll just call it AI employee because people know what employee is, right? AI employee, it collects the data, analyzes the data, creates a strategy, and presents a solution. Now let's just say that person agrees to that solution. So let's say this is the solution. Now there's an agreement, right? Or a confirmation. I'll just put confirmation. Confirmation. Once that confirmation is done, we'll just keep it linear for now. Once the confirmation's done, now there's actions that happen, right? So imagine this, the bot, the job of this employee, this first one, is just, again, it's to collect the information, and it's to refer that information, it's to analyze it, create a strategy based upon a knowledge library, right? Because we have a knowledge library, a lot of the stuff we get from like Harvard and stuff, right? Because we want good stuff, right? It now grabs this knowledge library, right? Or the SOP library, because we have a bunch of different SOPs that presents the solution, the person confirms their solution, and then the action happens. And now what is the action? So the action is a segmentation. So the segmentation is based upon department, okay? And then there's a subcategory of that department. So department could be like marketing, department could be operations, department could be whatever the case it is. So what it does is it selects the department, okay? Selects the department, and then from this department selection, there is a sub-selection or a subsection. And this is where that task comes in. That task comes into a subsection, and then it comes into a task. Again, I'm just bringing this as linear for now, so that way I don't make it too crazy complex. Now imagine this task, now imagine all of this stuff is in-housed. So meaning, right, this side, this stuff right here is in-housed into a project management solution, which we already have, right? We already have it, we own it, right? So it's in here. So now we have a project management solution, okay? Well, now imagine there are, within this specific subsector, there are AI employees. Okay, so we're compounding our AI employees. And imagine those AI employees are programmed with specific tasks, meaning if there's a task presented to it, it can then come out and it can perform those tasks. Perform. So like say, for example, we need content created, or we need, again, let's say, hey, I need a newsletter created for my people. Okay, what would you like the newsletter to be about? Well, I was thinking about doing like some type of a challenge or some type of XYZ. And imagine it's able to go through its entire process and it's able to perform and give an output. So this, I'll just put this operation, and then I'll put an output. Okay, this output is now basically, it submits a task into our system and it says, hey, here's all of the information that you need to be able to execute this. Would you like us to execute it? And imagine you have little robots that can come in and execute that specific task, whether it's creating the content, And not only just creating the content, presenting it, but creating the content, presenting it, once it's approved, pushing that content into the person's software solution and making that system run. Imagine that could happen. Basically, it's all done for you based upon an AI employee. So let's step back for a sec. What is the goal of this? What is the desire of this? The desire is to have a single communication with a single thread, and that single thread can then create a task for me. It can create the outcome for me, and it can potentially take the action for me. What I mean by that is, hey, I need our social media done for this month. Okay, what would you like? What's the main focus? I want to focus on this new campaign I'm launching, which is XYZ. Okay, perfect. Well, here's the strategy. Do you approve that? Yes, I approve that. Perfect. Would you like me to submit it to our project management? Yes, I would. Now that specific task gets submitted to project management, and the project management gives you an output, which then yields a result. Okay, I know that sounds complex, but that's why I'm saying it's AI employees on an entire new level. Like, nobody's doing this stuff. Nobody's going that deep into it. They're utilizing conversational AI. Well, again, let me show you the benefits of it and how we do it. So now, how we do it first. Okay. So first we go into Flows AI. Okay. Once Flows AI loads, now we're in Flows AI. Boom. Again, I reset everything, so I just have to jump back in. Okay. So we'll jump into Flows AI really quick, and now we're going to perform it. Okay. Go back. Looks like there's a snag. I'm not sure that's weird. Let's try that again. And if it's still an error, I'll just go directly to the URL. All right, cool. So now we're here. Okay, so now I'm here. I can jump into our AI employees. Okay, so now we have our AI employees. Within our AI employees, we have a specific sector. So I've already made it. Let's see if I can get it for you, actually. Let me jump into here. It's going to be a dark screen for a sec. I'm going to jump into our... I think I can jump right into here. Let's jump into there. There we go. Okay. So this is, in a sense, what it's doing. So its task is to work like a VA. Okay. So again, we're just building out the life cycle of everything. And then what we're going to do, so here we go. Let's just follow it. So creating this, so this way you can see, it's for our paid clients. Yep. I think, again, you have your free clients, but paid clients gain accesses to all of these softwares. So we're going to let this only be available for paid clients. Okay. Now that we have the paid clients, again, we understand that there's lifestyle. We understand what's going on. And we'll just say, please confirm. Let's create the bot. And I'll just let it know, let's create the bot. Okay, so now it's structuring it for me. It's doing everything that, again, had to go through some prompts to make sure it's structured correctly. Now it's going to say, all right, let's structure it. Let's see if we can create it. And if we can create it, again, we have stage one. What is stage one? This is stage one. Stage one is to have something that is in direct contact with. Okay, so now this is that something that is in direct contact with. I'll just kind of put a little box over it because this is, in a sense, the bot. And now we have to do some fancy stuff, right? We have to do some fancy stuff to come in. So now if you take a look, whoops, what I was showing you, I was just drawing this out. I was finalizing this to say this is, in a sense, a bot, right? Now this would be another action, another operation. So let's jump back. So now we're in here. Okay, let's go to the edit page. So now we're in the edit page. Now we have, they call it Eve, right? They call it Eve. Hey, I'm Eve, new chat widget trained on your website. Test me out, okay? So let's just kind of go through the steps of Eve, and then we'll probably go into adjusting Eve, right? So here's kind of the steps. So introduction, right? So introduce yourself and GFunnel, mention the user status as a paid customer, and express your intent to enhance their experience in the platform. Great. Okay, next thing, understand. So this one is ask the user about their current use of GFunnel. So this one doesn't even matter. Okay, so we know that we're probably going to delete this stage, right? We're going to collect the feedback though. So instead, we're going to adjust this. Ask the user about, so ask the user what tasks or assignments that you can help them with today. Okay, so now again, what it's doing is it's going to understand what tasks it can help them with. And then from there, we're going to collect that feedback. So we're going to add in a form here, and that form is going to capture all of the information needed to be able to submit to a task, right? Like what's the title? It'll create the title of the task. It'll create basically everything needed on the task, and it'll pre-organize it. From there, okay, we're going to collect that feedback. Okay, so feedback collection. Again, I might remove this. User interaction with the platform. That's just garbage stuff. We don't need to know that. So we'll probably delete, analyze the insights. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild this. But we're going to build out step by step of how it's doing it, and then we're going to add to a specific automation. What that automation is going to do is then segment out. So we're going to have our segmentation here. Segment to PM. So this is going to segment to our PM, our project management, and it's going to have subcategories so that way we know the specific SOPs on those specific tasks. At first, we're going to do it as manual until we get the processes done, and then we do it over and over and over again until it's done. And then what we do is we transition to AI. So now, how do we do this thing, right? So what we're going to do is when we say add to automation, okay, we're going to come here and we're going to say, okay, well, we need to add this, right, to automation. So we're going to click on this guy. We're going to add it to automation. Now, let's just say we don't have an automation built. Then we're going to say, ah, crap, we don't have an automation built. So then we're going to come right here. Okay, we're going to say into our operations. We can say into communications, and I can even create a new folder. So let's create a new folder really quick, and we'll just call this our AI employee. Okay. So now I can come in and I can create the automations based upon that specific AI. So let's jump into here, and I can say, okay, this data is now selected. So what is the very first thing that I need to do? So the very first thing that I need to do is have an understanding, right? And I can say logic understanding, and I can say, well, I can create a conditional logic, and that conditional logic I can say, hey, which department is it? It's this department, it's this department, it's this department. And if it is those specific departments, then what I can do is I can launch a API that grabs that specific task and brings that specific task into that project. Now that is step number one, okay? Now, is that difficult to do? Not really. We just have a tag and we just do an API to our project management API. Pretty easy, right? So we structure the task, we structure what needs to be done, we structure the SEO, or sorry, the SOP. We can do that all with AI. And then the next step is, let's push that task over. So let's say we push that task over. So let me pull it up really quick. Here, I'll just do this. Currently, we use something called Git Scrum. Okay, Git Scrum is the company that we currently use. Now, it's a white label solution. It's freaking awesome. Okay, but this is the one that we use. Now, there's a reason why, and the reason why is the scalability. Scalability and the way in which it grows is the way in which it grows is the reason that we use it. So that's the very first thing that we bring it over to. So let me jump that in. Okay. Boom. Now we have specific projects. So let's say these are the specific projects that we're focusing in on. Okay. So now let's just say there's a specific AI type project. So now we can come into here. We can have that task automatically populate into here. So let's just say it's this one. We can have that task automatically populate in here, automatically create stuff in here. Now we can even create an automation in here. So now let's just say this is a pre-done task. This specific task is pre-done. We know the SOP, we know the system, we know what's going on. It's the same process over and over again. Well, as soon as that task comes in, we can say, hey task, what I want you to do is I want you to actually turn on our RPA. So robotic process automation. So we use a company called Zero Work. We use a few different ones, but ZeroWork is a primary one for this specific thing. Okay, let me just jump into here. Whoops. Why is it not working? It's one of those ones. Let's try this one. Okay, so now what ends up happening is it triggers this specific bot. So let's say this specific bot is this one right here, right? These are the specific actions of this. Well, now we have the AI assistant understand the task. When it understands the task, it goes and creates that task for that consumer. As soon as that task is created for that consumer, we have now AI that will go and run this task. So it'll go in, it'll create and run that specific task. Now we have AI that is creating the task and gathering it, AI that's the project manager, and AI that's creating the execution of it. Now we just have a human variable that walks in there and says, hey, was this done correctly? And if the answer is yes, we do a human stamp of approval. Again, eventually we can have AI do a stamp of approval just because of what they do. That's all we do. And then all of a sudden that task is now done, and what did that cost in time? It cost us $0 in time. It was just the AI. So now we eliminated that, again, $5, $10, $20, $30 an hour individual that would normally come and complete the task. We eliminated that entirely, and we did it entirely through automation. If that's not a process to print money, I don't know what is. So anyways, I want to show you that quick update. If you enjoy this stuff and you want to build some of this stuff, feel free to create an account with gFunnel. It's free for now, and then once you want to upgrade, it's worth the upgrade, I promise you. Upgrade the account. I can always give you special discounts by just reaching out to me. I can give you special discounts which unlock a ton of different software solutions. But other than that, if you don't know me, my name is Cameron Garlick. This is a simple process that we are creating to take AI employees to an entire new level. So again, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great rest of the day and a great weekend. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.